let's return to our multi-leg bot scene. And in this case, we're going to look at building an environment for it to walk on. And in this example, we're going to use a lot more constraints and little systems to show how to build an efficient kind of large rig. And the whole thing with rigid bodies really is how to find a balance between getting the look you want and having it fast enough to evaluate for performance. And especially this applies mainly to rigs, because if you look at rigid bodies, if you have objects that are free and just falling simply to the ground, there's not many constraints, and so the environment is fairly simple. The objects just fall, and there's not many interrelations to compute for. But as soon as you start constraining these objects to other objects, all these relationships get built up, and eventually when one object changes slightly, it has to evaluate the entire scene to determine the final position of all the objects, and that gets really expensive. So the more you're able to consolidate these relationships and minimize them, the more efficient you're going to be in terms of performance. So for example, it might seem obvious, but if you have 5 cubes that are fixed constrained to each other to make a handrail, you're much better off to take those 5 cubes, replace that all with one simple long cube, and not have any constraints. And you'll see a lot more of a performance increase this way. So it's kind of taking that conceptual approach to rig building so you can keep things light and fast, and that'll really pay off when you have to debug it later on or resimulate many times to get the result you want. So let's step into actually building this example now.